This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. With an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
This is Optimal Health Daily, being on a diet versus having a diet, by Chalene Johnson of ChaleneJohnson.com. And I'm Dr. Neil Malik, reading you some of the most popular health and fitness blogs out there, with permission from the websites, of course. The word diet carries with it so many underlying meanings, doesn't it? As soon as I mentioned that word, I bet you had a reaction to it in some way. You may have flinched a little bit. You may have remembered the diet that you last tried, or maybe the diet you're currently trying. Right away, it gives you that feeling like something is going to go away, like you're going to have to get rid of something in order to be successful. So let's hear Chalene's take on this as we get to her post and optimize your life. Being on a diet versus having a diet, by Chalene Johnson of ChaleneJohnson.com. You are what you eat. We hear this phrase all the time. It's estimated that 80% of your physical results come from your nutrition, while only 20% of your physical results come from exercise. That being said, if you want to see results, your nutrition is super important. For many people, the nutrition part means going on a diet, restricting calories, having limits, and being miserable. But really, it means having a diet you can live with and enjoy. It's time to redefine the term diet and learn the difference between being on a diet versus having a diet, and make a transition between the two. Restrictive diets work, but only temporarily. The truth is, diets sell. People always seem to be looking for the next big dieting trend that will bring them the results they're looking for. First, carbs are the enemy. Then they're eating nothing but grapefruits. Then it's a liquid diet. Diets are big sellers because generally, people want the work done for them. They want to be told what to eat, when, and how much. They want rules, restrictions, and limitations. They think of dieting in terms of having a finish line and going from one extreme to the other. Either they're on a diet that's restrictive or eating everything in their path. Yes, these restrictive diets work, but only temporarily. You can't live on grapefruits, and life will always present you with situations where you need to make healthy choices on your own. Not to mention, going to these extremes is horrible for your metabolism. This is not a one-time deal, and there is no one-size-fits-all eating plan. We all have different tastes. What works for one person might not work for another. This is why it's so important to find a diet that works for you, one you can maintain, enjoy, and live with, so you have a diet instead of being on a diet. Are you on a diet, or do you have a diet? So, would you rather be a chronic dieter or someone that manages a healthy weight and has a healthy relationship with food? Let's compare characteristics of being on a diet versus having a diet. Being on a diet. Dieters have strict rules, beliefs, and self-imposed deprivation, and that deprivation fuels an intense desire to overeat and indulge in forbidden foods. You have a diet. Having a diet means being a habitually healthy, clean, and careful eater. Eating healthy is a habit, not an obsession. Being on a diet. Foods are labeled as good or bad, and the bad foods are forbidden. Pleasure and food do not coexist. Having a diet. Careful eaters look forward to their meals and habitually enjoy foods that provide nutritional value. While some foods are a rare treat, nothing is all-out banned. Being on a diet. People on a diet second-guess themselves, wondering if they ate the right foods or ate too much. Having a diet. Careful eaters know when they've had enough and when they can afford to have a little extra. being on a diet. Dieters focus on what they cannot eat and plan their day around foods they must avoid. Having a diet. Careful eaters have control and know their numbers. They have a general idea of where they're at with their calorie intake throughout the day and how much they can afford to eat. Making the transition from chronic dieter to careful eater. Now that we've compared these two different relationships with food, let's discuss how you make the transition from being a chronic dieter to someone that is a careful eater. There are 3 basic steps to help you make this transition. 3 steps to transition from being on a diet and having a diet. 1. Educate yourself about nutrition. The more you learn about the nutritional value of food and the benefits it has for your body, the more inclined you will be to make healthier choices. Making healthy choices gives you confidence and motivates you to make even more healthy choices. You just have to get the ball rolling. Number 2, establish your goals and priorities. Oftentimes, your relationship with food is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. To change your feelings about food, you need to change the way you feel about you. Spend some time establishing your goals and priorities and discovering what it is you really want out of life to improve this relationship. And number 3, confront your issues. Random eating and severely restricting food is often used as a distraction from other issues or thoughts. However, these thoughts are what really need to be addressed. Seeking professional help to deal with emotional needs and past traumas is a big step in having a healthier relationship with food. Making this transition from being on a diet to having a diet and a healthy relationship with food is totally possible. It's just a matter of educating yourself and deciding to form better habits. So, start today. You just listened to the post titled, Being on a Diet versus Having a Diet by Chalene Johnson of ChaleneJohnson.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. When you're hiring, it feels amazing to finally close out a job search. But what if you could get rid of the search and just match? You can with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it filters out incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Hey, it's Austin James. If you're like me, trying to live your best life while living with diabetes, you can relate to worrying if you're doing a good job managing your diabetes. I use the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor to get real-time glucose readings and see the impact of every meal and activity to make better decisions. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor can help me live life with diabetes on my own terms, and it gives me more time for the things I love, like being a dad and a musician. Now this is progress. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
Dr. Neal here for my commentary. By removing too many options, by restricting things a little bit, it can actually help people stay on track. But if you don't start incorporating some variety here and there, well, this can get really boring. It becomes too restrictive, and now you hate the monotony. I just so happened to read an article that was published on long-term diets. And similar to the research that I performed, what many authors are finding is that long-term, it really doesn't matter which diet you follow, as long as you find one that you're able to stick to that's relatively nutritionally balanced. So, if restricting foods helps you make better choices and it keeps you on track, then do that. If you find that that's too restrictive and you like having more options, do that. But the thing is, as Chalene mentioned, is consistency. If you want to lose weight, well, you're going to have to find a way to be consistent with consuming fewer calories, adding in some exercise, and hopefully have some social support to help you achieve your goals. But you have to find what works for you. This is why you hear in the media all the time that, oh, the ketogenic diet works for weight loss, or a low-carb Atkins-style diet works for weight loss, or the Mediterranean diet works for weight loss. Well, now we're just confused. Well, the reason is, the bottom line is if people are able to stick to it for long enough, it will work. Kind of like what I say with exercise routines. Does P90X work? Does CrossFit work? Does Insanity work? They all work, just so long as you stay consistent. If you like doing it, you're going to do it more often. And if you do it more often, your body will respond. Thank you, as always, for being a subscriber to the show. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back here tomorrow for our usual Friday Q&A. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.